So one of the most common questions I get asked is, what kind of camera rig setup are you using for all the driving scenes in your C8 Corvette? So today we're going to talk all about that in today's video. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And like I said, we're talking about my camera rig setup. It's probably one of the most common questions I get asked is, how are you getting all these different shots and all that? And I'll be honest, I have done a bit of trial and error, sometimes even losing cameras. Like a few years ago, I lost a 360 camera because the long stick selfie stick pole that I had, it snapped off at the base. So there's certain things that worked and certain things that don't, but I feel like I have a good set of shots now that I definitely like, and I want to kind of share it with you guys, kind of deal. So first and foremost, like the camera that I'm using right now is the DJI OSMO Pocket 3. It is my workhorse camera to get nice, good kind of cinematic shots, but are also kind of still in that vlog form kind of deal. So it works really, really good. It also works really good especially inside the car. I did try to use this specific camera a few times on an outside rig type deal, especially on some of my larger car rallies. It honestly didn't work that well, especially for the rallies I was on that are much higher speeds kind of deal. Like you're not doing like slow rollers that are maybe you're going like 50, 40 miles an hour. I was doing had sometimes a little bit around 90. I'm just gonna say 90. It was way more than that, but I'm not gonna admit to it. But one of the things though is that it just, and with the amount of shaking and just the arrow that's just hitting it, it just causes too much vibration. Even with me using certain things like my MoveMax arm, that's like an articulating arm that's supposed to dampen some of those kind of vibrations and such. It honestly just, it doesn't work for me in my particular cases. I know there's other YouTubers, other creators that have made it kind of work, but it's also with like a lot of editing, and I already do so much editing, and I don't want to waste so much time trying to make a film perfect because the actual raw video itself has a lot of stuff that just needs to get clean. So this camera though, I can use that MoveMax though for interior shots where it's just handling some of just the general vibrations, but it doesn't have to deal with the massive amount of airflow that's coming through. So that's my camera rig setup, at least when it comes to this DJI camera. Now, talking about my outside shots, the awesome 360 shots, believe it or not, I am using an old camera, an old 360 camera. It's the GoPro 360 Max. It's funny because the camera itself, like design-wise, is probably around 4 or 5 years old, but it is a tried and true camera that works really, really well in regards to all the different shots. Now, the rig itself is something that's kind of interesting that I kind of want to share with you guys. So originally, I wanted to go with things that were not single system setups, that where, when I mean like single system, I'm talking everything relies on one suction cup, keeping everything in place and not falling off. I don't like those kind of systems where you're just only relying on one suction cup, because if it fails, there goes your camera rig. And if you're with a whole bunch of nice cars too, that some of them probably following you, they're gonna either run it over or it's gonna hit their car, or both. And that's just a recipe for disaster. So for me personally, especially with the kind of car rallies I go on that are highway speeds, a little bit faster than that, you need something that is going to at least be a 2 suction cup system, a 2 mount system. And that's what I have right here. So in regards to suction cups, that I've tried a few of them between like the more simple, easy, cheaper brands and then like really, really expensive high brands. I found a good middle ground, and it is this one right here. And it comes from Ulanzi. It is their SCO2 suction cups. These things are awesome in regards to they're very quick, easy to set up. They use actual suction power that is via a button kind of deal. I'm gonna just undo this one real quick so you can kind of see it in action. So you see this little red indicator here. Basically, all you got to do is just place it on the clean surface, just pump it down, which it takes a little bit of time to pump it down, but it easily captures. And once you don't see that little red line, you're basically seeing that it's fully secure, and it's rock solid. I mean, this is shaking the whole entire car. I don't know if it's getting caught on the camera, but this thing is rock solid. That even one of these is super good, especially just to hold the entire thing in place. But like I said, I don't like just using a single one. So I do a 2 system setup where I'm using 2 of these suction cups and then an articulating arm to kind of just help keep it in place. And for me, this is a great setup along with the carbon fiber selfie stick, which is super lightweight. It comes from Smart Tree. I'll have all of this stuff linked in the description so you can check it out for your ride, especially if you like taking you know, like shots with while you're driving and such. And overall with this setup, I believe all in all, I spent maybe about $120 between all of this, which is not bad for what you're getting. I mean, these are pretty nice pieces. This carbon fiber is super lightweight, so I'm not having some just useless weight installed, but it is super rigid. And this part of the Selfie right here is collapsible. So if I undid the rings and such, I can actually pull this in and get like closer shots if I wanted to, or if I wanted to extend it all the way out, I can. So it's really, really nice in that regards. And I personally like this setup in particular. I mean, it doesn't obstruct the view really that much from the front window. It's right here in the corner, and then this on top end right here. And you get shots all the way from here into the cabin space, and then also through the back, front, just everywhere. It's a great shot in my opinion, and I like it a lot. Other people I've seen, they put it on the back end, which is also good. I just like that spot particularly personally, mostly because windows in general, like glass, is the best spots to be able to install these kind of suction cups. You get the best kind of you know, suction adhesion that you're not going to have it come off kind of deal. Paint is good because of the clear coat, but it's just one of those things that I prefer glass at any point that I can. So something to keep in mind, because I haven't really seen as many people go with this kind of setup, and the shots I get are pretty nice. Now, something though that I want to kind of share with you guys, which I've just had as a recent discovery, is my audio. So it's one thing to get really cool shots, but it's also another thing to get awesome sound from this C8 Z06. And I kid you not, and just trying to capture the audio from this car, especially when I'm driving, because you get a lot of wind noise and stuff like that. And it's hard to just capture that via just your, you know, camera. The camera, like, it captures all the wind noise and a little bit of the audio from the actual exhaust, but not, you know, really the exhaust that I want. But one of the things is I want to get this one of these little mics, which is a DJI mic here, and I want to put it somewhere on the back end of this car. And I found a good little spot here. So check it out. So I have this spot right here, and I already have one of my mics already set up, and it is basically on this little bracket that I installed that uses the license plate hole screw kind of deal, and just holds it into place, and then just have it zip tied on top of that to give it some extra reinforcements. And the big thing is that because it has these slots here, that actually works because the actual clip on this has little teeth on it, and those teeth perfectly match with these little slots here to get it to all fit together. So it actually, not only is it like in there, it's like really in there that it will not come out, especially with me zip tying it, like the clip in place. So it's just clamped and is just not going anywhere. And I've already tested this out at really nice speeds already, and yeah, it works perfect. So this little bracket, if you have DJI mics and stuff like that and you want to get really good audio, I guarantee you guys this sounds great. The only thing you have to do is just kind of drill a hole into this plastic bracket piece right here so you can accommodate this hole here, but that took like less than 2 seconds and a small drill. But I kid you not, guys, that sounds so much better. Like, listen to this. Right? Like, it sounds so good, and I'm just like so excited about having to finally figure out how to get really good audio when I'm driving this car. It's been something I've been trying to figure out, and the answer was so simple. I just hadn't thought of it until like just recently, but it's one of those things I was so excited to share with you guys. I know some of you might not really care as much about the video size and like capturing things like that, but for me, that's super exciting because I can share that like excitement of the drive with you guys. It is just, I love it. I absolutely, you can hear it in my voice. I'm so excited. I'm a nerd. You guys know I'm a nerd. So between all that stuff, I have a really good camera rig setup that I, very much enjoy. It's tried and true. It works really, really well. I'm probably going to be replacing this 360 camera soon. I'm waiting for a certain camera to come out from DJI because it'll work exactly with the mics without having me to go in the back end and editing to just, you know, sync it all in. But that camera hasn't come out yet. They haven't even announced it technically. It's supposed to come out and like be announced in a few days kind of deal. But that's the only thing. That's the Max is a little bit of an old design. I could probably go with like the Insta 360 X5, which is also a really good 360 camera. That will be the next thing I update when it comes to camera rigs. But I wanted to kind of share that with you guys. It's probably one of the most common things I'm asked of, what are you using to like actually capture all these awesome shots? So I figured to make a quick video about it. It's not anything crazy expensive. It's stuff that you can definitely get on Amazon. In fact, I'll have links in the description for all of these items that you can really literally order off of Amazon kind of deal. So in any case, I think that is going to wrap up today's video. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please check out any of my other videos and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.